Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
There we go. We got the camera on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We got it. It's not a live stream unless you have a technical difficulty. But what's up, Tacky? What's up, everybody? And welcome to Passion for the Pastime. Yes, I'm on cat duty today, so we might have some cat content on the podcast today. There he is. Well, there you are, AJ. What's up, everybody? Welcome into Passion for the Pastime. Again, I was mentioning that today will be a little bit of an abbreviated show. We'll probably go about 30 minutes, and when I say that 30 minutes, we're probably going to go 50 minutes. We'll see how long we end up going, but not too much going on in the baseball world today. The deadline for arbitration actually went down today at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So at 10 o'clock, my phone was lighting up, everybody. It was intense. Just Mark Feinstein of MLB.com. I just kept getting all the notifications. Arbitration. Everybody got their deals done today. I don't know if there was anyone that didn't get their arbitration settled today. And I guess that's a good thing, right? It's always awkward when you have to go into arbitration hearings and then, your team that you're with, that you're going to be with, they have to argue against the number that you want. And it's just an awkward situation. But the Giants, they got arbitration settled with their three players. With Lamont Wade Jr., he is back on I believe he got the most out of everyone that signed their arbitration deals today. I'd have to go ahead and look that up. It was just a quick blurb on my phone, but I want to say that Lamont Wade Jr. got $5.5 million. So he was the highest, and then I want to say Tyler Rogers got 5, right? And Camilo Doval got like 4.87 or something, somewhere around that range. I think he was around $4 million. But so Camilo Doval, Tyler Rogers, and Lamont Wade Jr., they all get their arbitration deals done. And Mike Yastrzemski, he got his deal done early in November. So they're all returning players on arbitration. And I believe Mike Yastrzemski's on his final year of arbitration. And I'm not sure if Tyler Rogers is on his final year of arbitration. But yeah, those guys are coming in, and you start to look around the league, and now you might start to see, because now you see the dollar amount associated with players that were, I guess, on the bubble or potentially part of trades, right? And it's incredible, man. So go ahead and look at what all these players are making arbitration wise. Vlad Jr., he signed his deal worth $28.5 million, and why that's important is maybe, Pete Alonso's looking at that dollar amount in that's what his AAV or he would want to have higher than that. So you're looking at something more along the lines of like a $30 million. And I don't know how much of that really plays into, how much these players are looking at making AAV wise, but that's what Vlad Jr. is getting this year. So you'd figure that whatever deal he ends up getting, he wants it to be higher. So we'll have to follow that along. But then you start looking at guys that were on the bubble and someone that has been linked to trade talks for the San Francisco Giants has always been Lamont Wade Jr. And being that there's not a lot of options out there for the first base market, I mean, it's looking more and more like, and we've discussed over the last couple of weeks, in that trade pieces, what you would have and what makes sense for the Giants may not make sense for other organizations. I've always been of the belief, like, dude, get Lamont Wade Jr. over there, throw in a couple of other prospects and definitely some pitching prospects, because you have a boatload of pitchers. And now that you have Justin Verlander as a member of the Giants, you can maybe part with some of those pieces, and then you bring in like a Sonny Gray. But it doesn't really make sense financially, because what we were talking about a couple of nights ago with John Lund is, Sonny Gray still has a lot. It's a backloaded contract. So I believe the Cardinals still owe like $66 million to Sonny Gray of that 3 for $75 million that he signed last year. So unless, the Giants, and I don't know if they're in the market of doing this, because are they really in a window to compete, right? Because to go get Sonny Gray, and then now you have a rotation of a Logan Webb, a Robbie Ray, a Sonny Gray, a Verlander, and then, insert whoever is going to be your fifth starter, whether that be Hayden Birdsong, whether you decide to hold on to Kyle Harrison be your fifth starter. So that says to me, that screams to me, that type of move is that the Giants would be in a position to compete now, and I just don't think that they are in that position currently at this time frame. So any type of trade in that regard, I think is highly unlikely. But like, what else can they do? What can they do offensively to increase, right? To get a little bit better? And now Pete Alonso's out there. Pete Alonso is still looking to get a contract done. But I highly doubt that the Giants are able to land him, right? I mean, ideally for the Giants, it would make sense for them to bring in Pete Alonso on a 1-year deal. But again, if you're Pete Alonso and you're wanting to go somewhere and maximize your efforts, right? Why would you want to come to San Francisco where your numbers will be a little bit deflated? Now, on the other side, on the flip side, the salesman side of it, if you're the San Francisco Giants, is that imagine, because he's a right-handed hitter, so right-handers typically do well in this ballpark. I mean, more than a left-hander, unless your name is Barry Lamar Bonds. But you look to his career numbers at Oracle Park, they're pretty good. So if you were to try to entice Pete Alonso incoming, is that do one full season here, and everyone else is going to see that you're the real deal, and you'll get that massive contract. Because if you can hit here, you can hit anywhere, right? So that would be the selling point on Pete Alonso. But again, I don't believe that's going to happen. And again, I am on cat duty right now, and quite literally cat duty. We have another situation. It just happened. I'm starting to smell it, but now I'm by myself, so I'm gonna have to power through this. I don't have my girlfriend here to kind of give me the fragrances. I see the candle that she lit yesterday when we had the cat situation, but I saw her standing up in her cat box, and I didn't want to look over there, but I had a feeling that is what was happening. And now I'm starting to smell it. Now I'm starting to taste it a little bit. So this is definitely going to be an abbreviated show. So we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, right? I mean, how do you guys feel about Lamont Wade Jr. and like a platoon system? Because looking at first base, the options are slim. I mean, do you want to go get an Anthony Rizzo? Like, is that something that you want to go do for the Giants? Does that make sense? I mean, really, what you're looking for at first base is a holdover until Bryce Eldridge is ready and can come up and be that difference maker that the Giants are hoping, right? We're all hoping that Bryce Eldridge can be that guy. And I don't know how excited you guys are about Bryce Eldridge, but it's something about position players that they go up through the system for this Giants organization, unless your name is Buster Posey. And I guess recently, Tyler Fitzgerald and Elliot Ramos. But the history, the track record. I mean, we remember the Gary Browns, right? I mean, we remember all these guys that were supposed to be touted, highly touted. We remember, I mean, he's still currently trying to make his splash for the San Francisco Giants right now in Marco Luciano, right? He was supposed to be this next level prospect, this game changer prospect, and we kept counting the years to I believe at that time it was 2023, 2024 for Marco Luciano to kind of step into his own, but then it never really happened. So we have to also remember that prospects are prospects, but what the Giants are looking at in first base in particular is a stopgap guy. So is that someone that they can go acquire? Is that someone that is still in free agency, like a Rizzo, or a Pete Alonso, to where you can bring him in here? And then does that really make sense? But you move Pete Alonso to DH, right? Or you can have Bryce Eldridge in a quarter outfield position, or you can have Bryce Eldridge as a DH and kind of while he goes through his maturation process of being a everyday major league first baseman, then you can have like Pete Alonso and Bryce Eldridge. Does that make sense for the planning, I guess, when you look to the development, the future of Bryce Eldridge, and that those opportunities, right? So what would be the best course of action for the Giants? I know we all want that sexy pick and we want that big bat because the Giants do need that big bat. But if it isn't coming from Pete Alonso, where else is it coming from? Is it something in the organization? Is it someone that is currently developing, right? So that's all the questions that we have to ask for the Giants when you look to how they can improve this offense, because we talked about it with Jeff Young yesterday and loved him stopping by, and we'll definitely have him on in future iterations of Passion for the Pastime. But you know what's interesting is to look at what is going on with Marco Luciano and looking to other guys in the organization, because Luciano, I can see him going over to first base and eventually projecting out to be a outfielder as well. So you start looking at some of these young guys and who can make the biggest impact, right? And you look to Luis Matos, and he had a fantastic fantastic winter ball league in Venezuela where he won the Rookie of the Year. And what Jeff Young noted yesterday was Venezuela, that league, it is hitter friendly, right? I mean, you're not going against major league caliber pitchers, but the big thing with Luis Matos, and I think we saw it in glimpses for Luis Matos. Yeah, I'm choking on the stench. We saw it in glimpses for Luis Matos, is that when he has confidence, man, he is electric. And I think you saw a lot of that confidence wane when he wasn't doing well. And with the past regime, when you weren't doing well, you were just sent back down to the minor leagues. So does that change? Do players have the opportunity to thrive, right? So that's something that we'll have to see. But when you look to the Giants and what they need offensively, they need a power bat. But again, if it's not Pete Alonso, where does it come from? Is there someone that can provide that power in the Giants minor league system? Is there someone that they can trade for? There's a lot of questions for the Giants, and is there someone else that's out there like Anthony Santander that the Giants can potentially pivot to? That's all the questions that we have to ask. So let's go ahead and say what's up to everybody in the YouTube chat, because I'm here for you guys doing this show just a little bit. We're only going to probably go about 30 minutes today, but she's eating right now, so she's chilling, so she can drop another deuce here in about 5 minutes. And if you guys don't know what I'm referencing to, I'm on cat duty tonight. The cat is with me in the room currently eating her food, but she ate earlier and dropped a massive deuce, so we are powering through the stench of my cat, and she's looking at me right now. She's like, "Why are you telling everybody? Why are you telling everybody my business?" What's up, everybody? Welcome into Passion for the Pastime. AJ Cruz, what's up, dude? How you doing? Still no cruise line, dude. I haven't had the time. I got home super late today, so we'll definitely I'll work on it over the weekend. Again, this is the last show of the week, and then I'll be back on Monday. Fridays are a little bit of a challenge for me, but we're working through those that situation, so we'll have to see what we can do in the future. And would you guys be down? I've been thinking about it, and obviously we have plenty of time for us to decide. But would you guys be down for a post game show? Would you guys like me to come on fresh off of a Giants loss or a win? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump to that conclusion. But would you guys like for me to come on after a Giants game during the season? Let me know your thoughts on that, and let's continue to get out to the YouTube chat. Lori Galvin, hello. How are you doing, Lori? Good to see you in here. Tacky, what's up, dude? Always the first one in here, but always the first one to leave. So does Tacky come early so that he can leave early when his food comes? Like he's the first one here, first one out the door. He's not like a Steph Curry or not like, those Hall of Fame players, first one in, last one out. He's first one in, first one out. What's up, Tacky? Extend Wade to 5 years. 150. Okay. Yeah, very funny. What's up, dude? 415 West. What's up, dude? We were talking in the KBR chat earlier, I believe briefly. What's up, dude? How you doing? Hayden, say hello to my bird song. Let's see here. 415 West. AJ Cruz. All right, what's that? Shoot me some blue chew so I can get extend. Okay, AJ, calm down. AJ surprised me with that one. I mean, AJ is usually good on the chat. I have to check with EB. That's who I have to really pay attention to when they come into the YouTube chat. There's okay, you guys talking about pills. Let's see here. If Tacky, what did Tacky say? If Walter didn't flake on us, you could have been taking his money right now. All right, dude. I'm not gonna flake on you guys. Come on, man. I'm never leaving that. Never leaving you guys. Locked On Sports San Francisco is chalking on. What's up? What's up, Locked On Sports? I think I know who that is, but what's up, Locked On? Does Pete Alonso know that San Francisco has a lot of great dumpling spots? He looks like a guy who enjoys dumplings. I don't know. We should definitely let him know on that. We definitely should let him know. Maybe the KMBR digital team can let him know the good spots to eat in San Francisco. Let's go on out. Peter Galvin, what's up? We got all the Galvins in here. I doubt Alonso doesn't want to come to San Francisco and have to face LA's lineup, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, that's always the big thing, and that's a big point, Peter. Thank you for bringing that up, is that, we attribute the lack of free agents coming to San Francisco to Farhan Zaidi and not being able to close, right? You tend to wonder, and especially now with like Corbin Burns going to Arizona, you have the Padres who are going to compete. I don't know. I mean, obviously the Padres are going to be in the mix for the NL West. So you look at those two teams, and then it's top heavy with the Dodgers, right? And the Dodgers are coming off of a World Series, and they have the wallets, and that's a lot to compete against. But when you look to the rest of the West, and you have the Diamondbacks, and you have the Padres and the Dodgers, is that a discouraging factor in the sense of you come to this team, and if you are, trying to look for another paycheck like a Pete Alonso, right? I wouldn't even necessarily say it's just LA, but I would say the National League West as a whole, because where do guys shine, or where is the whole baseball world just kind of looking at you? It's in the playoffs. And you look back to what Pete Alonso did in the playoffs. That's why I'm kind of shocked that he didn't get the dollar amount. Obviously, he's looking at that crazy number with Prince Fielder, that 9-year, 218. That's where Boris had the ceiling at for Pete Alonso, which is bizarre, which is crazy. I mean, that you've got to be psycho to think that Pete Alonso is going to get 9 years at this current stage of his career. Anyways, I digress. But going back to Pete Alonso, you look to postseason success. In last year's postseason, he was the hero for the Mets. And that's where I think, I don't know if it's necessarily a thing in baseball, but definitely in other sports, guys go out and show out in the playoffs, and they show that they can be those guys, that type of person, that type of player for your clubhouse, for their respective teams in big, crucial moments. Those are the type of guys you want to have in the clubhouse. The more type of guys you have in your lineup and in your clubhouse could potentially lead to more postseason success. Now, if Pete Alonso was to come here, and it's going to be on a short-term deal, and I think we're talking in circles. This isn't going to happen. But hypothetically, if he was to come here on a short-term deal, if he was to sign a 4-year deal of some sort with multiple opt-outs at the front end of that contract with a high AAV, let's just call it 4 years at 120, and that's 30 AAV, just to keep it simple math. And then with multiple opt-outs after year 1, year 2, maybe even year 3, and then year 4, you're locked in. Who knows what a contract would be, but essentially you're calling it, if it's an opt-out after 1 year, it's a 1 year for $30 million, or maybe it has to be a little bit higher than that, maybe $32 million. I don't know what Pete Alonso is looking for, but if that was to get it done, if that was the contract offer for Pete Alonso, you can't really guarantee him that he'd have success in this ballpark. Then you can't guarantee that he'd have success in the National League West. You can't even guarantee that there's a playoff spot with him coming over. And I know that, you go through 162 and you can't really do that with all the teams, but you look at all these divisions where, the West is just so dominant right now. Like, if he was to go over to the Central and have like a 1-year deal, prove it deal type thing, I feel like that's more enticing for Pete Alonso, because he can get to the postseason and prove that he is a postseason competitor, that he is a postseason guy. He's made for the postseason. You can't really convince him or make that same type of argument for the Giants going into 2025 in saying that, you're going to have the baseball world on you, all the eyes on you when we get to the postseason, because the postseason for this current roster, I'm not going to say it's out of question, it's out of reach, but it is a really steep uphill battle. And I think that is kind of the reason why the Giants in years past, because of the Dodgers' success in winning the West, who was going to be the champion before the season even started. And I know we have to go through 162 and it all has to be proven, and something like 2021 when the Giants won 107 wins, something like that can happen. But more often than not, it's the Dodgers winning the division. So if you're not getting the division, and if you're not a true competitor in the wild card, well, then free agents look at that in the sense of, well, we're not playing for that, so why would I come to San Francisco? So that's just kind of my long-winded way of agreeing with I almost said Pete Alonso, with Peter Galvin, in the sense of Pete Alonso not coming to San Francisco. But what's up, everybody? Let's get out to the YouTube chat, see what everybody's saying. AJ Cruz chiming in again, hit the wrong button. Man, trying to blame his cat again. No, dude, I'm telling you, it's not me. I would say that I smell decent. I mean, I put on some cologne. I put on deodorant after I shower. I would say that I smell pretty decent. It's not me, dude. I don't have BO. Like, I'm telling you, you guys met me. AJ, you met me at the draft party with Rockin' and Tacky. Come on, you guys know I smell good. Come on, it's not me. Let's see. Let's go to 415 West. I didn't want this. He didn't want this smoke. All right, let's go to Locked On. What's worse, me and the... Okay. Eric, do you know that you're on your Locked On network right now? I'm just telling you. That's Eric Engel, everybody. What's worse, me in the KMBR studio or your cat at home? I would probably say you, bro. 100%. It is probably you when you let that one rip. Nothing is worse than, because the cat, I mean, see, it's kind of gone now. Like, I just took a whiff. It's kind of gone. She buried it under the whatever the pellets, whatever that is. I don't know what it is. But I know that that's where she's supposed to do her business. She buried it under it, and I'm not gonna smell it until I have to pick it up, and then the smell comes up again, and it's more pungent. But dude, a fart in a radio studio, that's diabolical. That's the worst thing that you can potentially do, because there are no windows. At least I can, I have the screen door like cracked open a little bit, so like it can ventilate, right? But you can't do that in a radio studio. It lingers, and it kind of like swirls, like it doesn't have anywhere to exit. So I think that's the worst thing. I got the door, and I guess it can linger to other parts of the house, but I have the screen door open. not as a precaution. I did plan for this, everybody. I did plan for this. I cracked the screen door open just a little bit, just in case we did have this situation. I'm a little cold because of that, but it is definitely helping me with the stench, with the smell of 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 the cat doing its business. Hey, but nature calls. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. Sack up and smell the cat. Okay, all right, Tacky, calm down, bro. No, I'm not doing that. Although sometimes when she does drop one and she comes over and she puts like her ass in my face, you can get that whiff. I'm just like, oh, I lose my mind. Do you guys have cats? Do you guys have pets? I know we were kind of talking about it when I first got her last month. I think I got her like a week after I started the podcast. So she'll be as old as this podcast goes. Pretty much, because I mean, what our first show that we did was December 9th, right? December 9th, and we brought her home on December 15th, that Sunday before, or Sunday after rather. But yeah, you guys have pets. You guys know what I'm talking about. The smells are interesting. AJ, I have a great idea. All right, what's your idea, AJ? I'm intrigued. Go ahead, drop it down if you've done that already. Let's see here. Passion Heads. What's up, Victor? What's up, dude? Welcome in to Passion for the Pastime. We love hanging out, but the grandson wants to watch Caterpillar on my phone. All right, it's all good, bro. It's all good. You can come back. You can come back and watch all the fun we had that you're missing out on. No, it's all good, dude. Do what you need to do. We'll be back next week. I won't be doing a show tomorrow, but thank you for checking in and saying hello, Victor. We always appreciate you, man. All the time. Let's see. What else is going on here in the chat? Who else we got in here? AJ, Tacky. Let's see. Only post game after losses. Okay, that's a vote. That's a vote for Eric, of course, because you're doing post games all the time. So appreciate you. Let's see. Post games are always therapeutic. They are, or they can drive you insane. If it's a terrible season, they can drive you insane. And why would I do that to myself? I'm just saying. But no, I might lean on the post games. I might lean on the post games for you guys. And would you? Because I was thinking, like, do we want to do a post game every night? Do we want to do a post game after a series end? Like, what would be the format more suitable to you? Because I'm here for you guys, the listener. Let me know. I plan my schedule around your guys' needs. I'm just telling you that 100%. Tacky got places to be. Yeah, he did. Did Tacky leave already? Tacky leave? Tacky, quit your second job. Yeah, if only I could. If only I could. I don't think that's in the cards currently at the moment, Tacky, but I'll keep you posted on that. Hello. What's up, John? Hello, Walter. Who's on the show? We need more guests. We need a guest every hour. What are you doing? What's up, John? That's my papa. You guys like my papa voice? Where do you guys rank my papa voice out of everybody at KMBR? John has a sneaky one. No longer at KMBR, but John has a sneaky one. Derek has a good one. We all kind of like copy Copes now, and I think Copes, Paulie has a pretty good one actually. Paulie has a good one. Paulie Mack, which by the way he had his show earlier today. I don't know if you guys caught any of that with Brian Murphy. That was cool to see that again. But yeah, John, what's up, dude? Welcome in to the show. Yo, Walter, what's up, Taylor? What's up, dude? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome back. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's see here. Barry was the last one. Yeah. Barry was the last one. He definitely was. I'm assuming you're talking about the left fielder that can mash or not left fielder, left-hander that can mash at Oracle Park on a regular basis. I see Rockin' New Era coming in. I see. What's up, bro? You showing up 30 minutes late? What's going on, bro? What are you doing? Taylor Jenkins coming in here. Thoughts on Bob Melvin and how his managing can improve with Buster at the helm versus Farhan? Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the interview with Farhan, and the kind of back and forth that he ended up having with Will Clark and not directly, but it was like indirect. I think Will Clark talked about how the analytics department was, front and center in the clubhouse, and how Farhan had lineups drawn up and all that kind of stuff. And then Farhan came on to, I think he went on with AJ Przinsky, which, yeah, way to have everyone just tune out that interview, Farhan, going on with AJ Przinsky on Foul Territory, everyone's favorite Giant. But AJ Przinsky, and yeah, he leaves the Giants and goes and wins a World Series with the White Sox the year after that. Jesus, man. Anyways, Farhan went on with on Foul Territory and talked to AJ Przinsky and had that conversation to where he said he didn't draw up the lineups. Now, depending on what's factual and what isn't, I mean, that's besides the point, right? But what we do know is that there was a heavy emphasis on analytics under Farhan Zaidi, and that's just the way of baseball is today. That's just how things are. That's baseball in 2024 and going into 2025. But the thing that I look forward to with Bob Melvin is I hope that with Buster at the helm, it's more of a, I give you the pieces, you put it together. It's not I give you the pieces and here are the instructions for you to do it. I want Bob Melvin to be a true manager and use analytics to his benefit, not to constrict him into doing certain things that normally he wouldn't do, right? And that's always the ongoing adjustments for managers and current managers of this day and age. Because, I mean, you look around Major League Baseball, all these guys are young and they're all analytically driven, right? But there is a human element to baseball. We all understand that, and more so than any other sport, I think, because it's an everyday sport. It's an everyday phenomenon to where, yes, the matchups can read that this person succeeds in this type of situation, but how's he been doing, or what's the human element? How's he feeling? Did the enchiladas sit good with him at lunch? You know what I mean? Like, how's the family? How's the kids? Like, there's all these types of intangibles that a computer doesn't necessarily read, right? And I feel like the human element under Farhan, and especially, I mean, you see the managing of prospects, right? Of minor leaguers, the constant, the elevator dance of going up to the big leagues, getting sent back down, using all the options. Guys weren't given opportunities to succeed. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I would look to with Bob Melvin going into 2025 under Buster Posey. I feel like it's going to be a kind of like take off the training wheels type thing. Not saying that Bob Melvin needed training wheels, but I'm just saying in the sense of he's not going to be constricted to what is to be said, what the analytics, what the computer is saying for the lineups, for the matchups, for a certain guy to come out of the bullpen in a certain situation. Bob Melvin, he has struggled with bullpen usage. We understand that part of his game, but Bob Melvin has done well when it comes to developing young talent. And I think the biggest thing that you can screw up in developing young talent, and that's kind of where the Giants are in this 2025 iteration of the Giants, the biggest thing that you can do is to show that you have confidence in your guys. And that's something that did not resonate under the Farhan era, in the Farhan regime. You didn't have that feel, just looking at guys getting constantly sent down, constantly called up, and then not getting an opportunity. Like, they literally were just here for the bus ride, and then they get sent back to Sacramento. It just, there wasn't a rhyme or reason for a lot of call-ups that would happen. So under Buster Posey, I feel like there's going to be more opportunities for guys to, again, I've said it before, to sink or swim, right? You have to be given the opportunity to and be taken off the leash a little bit, like get this opportunity and run with it. Or, if you can't do it, then you go back down. But it's not going to be like a weak thing. Like, you can't operate that way. I feel like that's where, the development of these guys and I mean, just looking at the point and example of Luis Matos, he had his opportunity, but then as soon as it started to go bad, then the doubts started creeping in because of what has happened in the past to where he didn't perform and he was sent down like 5 days later. You know what I mean? Like you have to have an opportunity to succeed. I think that's true in baseball, but in life, man, you have to be given that opportunity, or else you'll never see what your full potential could potentially be. So that's my long-winded way of saying, Taylor, that's what I think. With Bob Melvin, I think that he's going to have a different approach, especially with the young guys and their development and showing them that he has the confidence in them. I know it's one thing to say it, but then it's someone saying that they have confidence in you, but knowing that someone else behind the scenes has the say or has the final word. That's the difference in that. I think that this team, this organization, the guys that are in the clubhouse that have played with Buster and understand Buster as a competitor, I think that they understand that they'll have that opportunity with Buster Posey there rather than Farhan Zaidi. So I think that could be the biggest change for this new regime with Bob Melvin and his managerial style. But yeah, we'll have to see. It remains to be seen. Let's go back to the YouTube chat. Tacky, I finished early. All right, Tacky, have a good one, bro. Thanks. Glad that you were able to stop by. It's always fun to see you in here, and I'll talk to you next. Or I'll probably talk to you. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, but I'll talk to you next week on Passion for the Pastime when we reconvene. Rock a new era. What's up, dude? Hey, yo. Yeah, no. Just your opinion, man. Yeah. What the hell, Derek? What's he doing? What's he going? What's he doing going into my time slot? What is he doing here, man? Come on, Derek. What are you doing? Be smarter than that. Taylor Jenkins. Let's see. Going back to my comments. Thank you for listening, Taylor. Appreciate you. Yeah, the constant bus ride back and forth to Sacramento had to affect the team. Good. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a confidence thing. Baseball is, I mean, you have to have the ability and everything, but a lot of it's mental, man. I mean, you go through 162, a lot of it is mental. And if you don't have the confidence, or you don't feel the confidence from your manager or even from the front office or from the organization, it's all a trickle down effect. So how things are running in the front office, I think that has a big impact on these guys, and they're pressing like they come up and they get the opportunity. Like you're grinding in the minor leagues. And even then, like you're in the minor leagues and you're grinding for an opportunity and you're trying to put your best foot forward and be ready for that call up. But then when you get that call up, you're like, all right, I need to come in here and I need to succeed right off the bat or else I'm going back to Sacramento. Like that's the thought process that you had with the Giants. I mean, go back, case in point, a couple of years ago. What year did the Giants open up in New York? What year was that? I want to say it was 2023 because I think that was the first year that I started the dong pool at KMBR. It's where we bet on home runs. And I want to say that was 2023 and that was opening day in New York. It wasn't last year. So I think it was the year before. Yeah, because the Yankees came to the ballpark last year and Aaron Judge hit oh my God, dude. Was anybody at that series, by the way? Sidebar. Was anybody at that series with the Giants and the Yankees? When the Yankees came to town and Aaron Judge just continued to hit homers out of the ballpark with ease. And dude, I thought one was like gonna go off the scoreboard, man. I thought one was going to the Coke bottle. I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. This guy is driving me nuts. Comes to San Francisco and just hits bombs like it's nothing. How many did he end up hitting that series? I think he hit like 2 or 3 that series. I was there for the one he hit on Sunday, I believe. Sunday or Saturday. It's definitely on the weekend because it was after a Giants warm-up show. And I went up to the club level. Literally, as I exit the hallway from the press elevator, I exit the hallway and I'm right there in what section is that? Like 218, 220 or something like that. Right there on the third base side, right behind the dugout. I walk up to the glass. I just see Aaron Judge just crank one. I'm like, oh my God. I started tweeting. I was like, that was the longest home run that I've ever seen at Oracle Park. Like, that was freaking incredible. It was so stupid. What was I even talking about? Going back to the confidence factor. Sorry. Going back to the confidence factor with David VR. Remember, he was named the starting third baseman, and it's Yankee Stadium. It's opening day. And what ends up happening? You got Wilmer Flores getting the start because analytics said that that's what it needed to be. It wasn't that David VR earned the spot and nothing against Wilmer, but I'm just saying, you named David VR your starting third baseman, and it's Yankee Stadium. That is the cathedral of baseball. I know it's new Yankee Stadium. It's not old Yankee Stadium, but still, it's freaking Yankee Stadium. And got the start of opening day to be an opening day starter at Yankee Stadium against Garrett Cole with Logan Webb on the mound. And it just gets yanked right from underneath him. And honestly, David VR was never the same since then. And it's a confidence thing, man. It's a confidence thing. You have to in baseball and sports, and also just like in your job performance. If you have someone that tells you something and they do the opposite and they don't show that they have the confidence in you, it's just you're not going to succeed. Like it's going to be a mental block unless you're that mentally strong. But that's tough, man. Like to be offered that position with David VR, to be offered third base and to be the starter at Yankee Stadium, and then it was just yanked out from underneath him. And again, nothing against Wilmer Flores, and I think that was Wilmer Flores. Like he had an incredible year that year, but again, that's the confidence factor, and that's something that was in previous regimes. And I'm not just saying this affects David VR. That affects everybody. Everybody saw what happened. You saw the elevator dance. So to see that and have that mentality kind of trickle around the organization, and maybe I'm overblowing it, but just to see that, I think that affected a lot of guys and how they approached the major leagues when they did get their opportunity. They were pressing, they were trying to impress, and they knew that they had a limited time window. They had like one series or a road trip or a homestand. That was all these guys ever got. And then if they didn't perform, they were sent back down. And that is a bad way to run business. So that's just that's my opinion on that. But Taylor, thank you for bringing that up, man. That's how I see this new regime going under Buster Posey and with Zach Manassian, right? I mean, just to see the player development aspects of things, it'll be really interesting to see how this year goes. Senior softball games. Hey, what's up, Senior? Thank you for stopping by. Passion for the Pastime. I believe that this is your first time in here, or at least first time in the comments, but appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to subscribe and like and set your notifications so you can stop by the fun all the time. But let's see your comment here. Do you think Buster will have any input in the daily lineup or matchups? No, I don't think that's going to be a Buster thing. I think that he's going to try to assemble the best team possible that he can do. If anything, Buster might be more of like not a sounding off board, but he'd be able to, I think, evaluate what guys are doing, like swing wise and approach wise. I think that he'll be really helpful in that aspect. I don't know how, because this is different, right? I mean, you have a former player as the president of baseball operations and a player of Buster Posey's status. So you just wonder, like, how much is he going to hang around the cage? How much is he going to hang around the field? Because he has other duties to do as well. But when it comes to the development, and he has a staff of guys to break it down, and scouts and to see, and a whole coaching staff with Bob Melvin and others, just to Pat Burrell, to break down like swing paths and approaches. But that's something, that I can see happening or see changing, is the approach to a lot of players. Because we remember not a long time ago, but last year, there was a point in time, and I think it was the Dodgers that came into town, and you just saw how they hit in two strike counts. I mean, they shortened up. Their approach was completely different. They weren't trying to swing for the fences or anything like that. You didn't see the adjustments for the Giants in that regard. So I feel like that's another coaching point when you look to Pat Burrell, when you look to Bob Melvin. That's another coaching point that you can look to that can potentially change with this Giants team in 2025. Because there was no adjustments when it came to 0-2 counts, and they were swinging for the fences still in 0-2 counts. It didn't make sense. Like there was zero adjustments for the Giants, and you would have to think that was an analytical approach to where you're trying to get on base and swing for the fences and get the power numbers. I think that's also something that can change. But going back to senior softball games, point is, do you think Busher will have any input on the daily matchups? I think that he'll have a little bit of input, but it won't be as direct as printing out sheets and sheets of what these guys are doing against said pitchers and where they thrive in said matchups. Again, analytics are going to be used in baseball. I'm not saying that that's completely gone, but I feel like with Buster here and this new regime that we can potentially get back to an old school type baseball in this new school world of 2025. So that's my thoughts on that. But you guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to end it a little bit early, but I appreciate you guys all stopping by. I'm going to go have some quality time with my cat. She keeps rubbing. She's over in outside at the door just staring at me now, but she keeps rubbing on my foot, and that means it's time to go. That means it's time to go. But you guys have a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the podcast. And we'll continue to look to the future. I can't count my days, but what day is it on Monday? Is Monday the 12th? Is that what we're looking at? Monday is the 12th. So that means on Wednesday of next week, that's where the international signing pool opens. There should be a lot of movement in the international signing pool. Maybe we'll get an expert on the international prospects. My guy, Jesse, Jesse, what guy? I forget his name. Jesse. Oh man, for MLB Network, he works at MLB.com, and he was always in the international prospect pool. But my guy Jesse, we'll talk to him. We'll go on a first name basis. We're getting his last name for some reason. No, not Jesse Ventura. not Jesse Ventura. Jesse Sanchez. That's my guy. He's in Arizona actually too. So we could talk about the Diamondbacks and talk the NL West and all that kind of stuff. Talk to Corbin Burns, but definitely the international player pool because that starts on the 15th. So not that Roki Sasaki is going to be signing at that point, but hopefully we get some clarification as far as what teams are going to be getting secondary meetings and secondary visits with Roki Sasaki. We know of the 7 teams that got the meetings. What was it? It was the Yankees. I have it written down here somewhere. It was the Yankees. It was the Mets, right? The Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants, and I believe it was the Rangers got the meeting too, and I believe it was the Red Sox. Did the Red Sox get that meeting? The Cubs. I'm sorry, not the Red Sox. The Red Sox were interested, but I don't think that they had a meeting. But there was a mystery team. We still don't know who the hell the mystery team was for Roki Sasaki. Maybe it was the Red Sox. I heard that it was hilarious. I heard that it was that he turned down a meeting with the Phillies. So again, the Phillies probably were part of that 20-team contingent that put together packages for Roki Sasaki, but he was not granted. At least from what we know, maybe they're the mystery team, but from what we know, no, I think it was confirmed that he did not go to Philadelphia because of their fan base. I'm not even joking. I think that was reported as to the reason why he did not go to Philadelphia and have a meeting with them. So who is the mystery team? Who are the finalists for Roki Sasaki? hopefully we find out prior to the 15th, but nothing's going to go down with Sasaki. I think we'll just start to hear more rumors as far as who is there. But a lot of telltale signs is that if these teams of the 20, if they have any inkling that they're not going to get Roki Sasaki, there's going to be other international signings with a couple of those young, like 16-year-old shortstops. I think one was from Venezuela and the other one I think was from the Dominican Republic. I'll have to freshen up on my international prospects as well because I haven't been diving into that. But I know the Giants are linked to a shortstop. I forget his name. If Mike Val's in here, he would be able to tell me who was who it was. But the name is escaping me right now, and that means it's time for me to go. But international prospects, 15th, that's when it all goes down. And if guys start signing the teams, we can start to see who's going to be eliminated from the Roki Sasaki sweepstakes. So we'll have to continue to follow that. But the news on that, if you haven't seen or if you haven't heard, Andrew Baggerly told us yesterday on KMBR, I think I dropped it with you guys yesterday and included it in the conversation, that Roki Sasaki and the Dodgers, it is expected that they end up coming to an agreement. And the reason being is that Dodgers have told their international prospects that they're pulling their money, that they are not going in on the international market right now in hopes of signing, and indication is that they would be signing Roki Sasaki. So take that for what it's worth. It's not a guarantee. It's not set in stone. I would still be shocked if he ended up in Los Angeles, just because of all of the media being said from his agent, Joel Wolf, that Roki Sasaki wants to go somewhere that's more low-key. Los Angeles isn't low-key, so it'd be interesting to see if all of that was just lying to our faces. But you guys have a good one. Have a good, safe weekend. Oh, yeah, that's the name. Good job there, Taylor. Josar Gonzalez. Yeah, that's definitely the name. That's the shortstop. Is he the one from the Dominican? I think he's the one from the Dominican. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm trying to just remember off the top of my head. But you guys have a good one. This was a fun episode of he was from the Dominican. Okay, cool. See, I'm not completely brain dead. I'm not completely brain dead. The fumes did not rot away at my brain. But you guys have a good one. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Again, I will not be here tomorrow, but we will be back at it on Monday. I believe that's the 12th. At 6 p.m., same time, same place, Monday. I'll see you guys then. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Again, if you are new, my name is Walter Capseta. This is Passion for the Pastime. We have a great chat. Pat H, Rockin' New Era, Taylor Jenkins. I think you guys all left to Just Your Opinion, man. Hey, look, AJ Cruz is still in the chat. Appreciate you, dude. I will personally work on that cruise line to be ready and operational on the 12th. No promises, but that is my goal for the weekend. But you guys have a good weekend. Don't stress too much over playoff football because the 49ers aren't in it, so why stress? Just have a good time. Have a good time. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit on Monday, but you guys have a good one. Be safe. We'll be back Monday, 6 o'clock, the 12th. I believe it's the 12th. We'll be back here, Passion for the Pastime. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll have some more content with my cat. Hopefully the bowels are taken care of before 6 o'clock next time. So you guys have a good one. Be safe, and I will talk to you. We still haven't come to an agreement on what my exit song is. I don't think I have anything on here on my board currently. So we're just gonna go out dry again. I'm gonna go out dry. You guys, let me know. I did like some of the suggestions from yesterday. I think I said Lowrider. AJ said the always wanted to be a gangster song. Who was Mike Val put out Cruising. I like Cruising, dude. You guys don't know about me. I'm an old soul. I do get down with Motown and with my guy Smokey. So I might do Cruising. Cruising might be my thing. But let me know what you guys think about an exit song. We gotta get creative with it. I'm relying on you, the chat, to give me a song to exit on. And Hannah, oh, thank you. I'm new. I'll subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love that comment so much that I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen and end the show there. So you guys have a good one. Be safe, and I will talk to you on Monday. Passion for the Pastime. Have a good weekend.